The sights, the sounds, the eerie notion of mystery and adventure. From the opening choir to the first pull of a string, this Xbox classic grabs a player from the moment the disc boots up on the console. Welcome to Retro Relyks, I'm Skylar, and today we're going to be taking a look back at the first entry in this beloved series, Halo Combat Evolved. Halo CE came out back in 2001 as a launch title for Microsoft's original Xbox. Bungie began development on the game in 1997 with a working title, Covenant. It went from being a real-time strategy game to a third-person open world with RPG elements until it eventually became a first-person shooter, and one of the most innovative ones to be released in its time. As soon as the first gunshot fires, the game really does not let up. For anyone familiar with early first-person shooters, it was one of the most accessible games in the genre thanks to its fluid controls. While it's not the first game to utilize dual-stick controls, it certainly perfected the craft in its approach. It isn't long before you make your way off the ship and onto the next feature that this game has to offer, and that is the large, open-world, sandbox-style maps of the Halo ring itself. This is where the game really starts to shine. The awe-inspiring moment when you step out of the dropship and see the sheer scale of the Halo ring as it's put into perspective. The game has aged incredibly well in this area. There are very few games where graphics quality alone will make or break its replay value for me. This was one of those games where its art style is such a vibe in itself that where it has aged, it is only added to its charm. The same can be said about its characters. There is something about Master Chief in this game that strikes me different than the modern video game protagonist. While he defies the impossible odds of the overwhelming enemy forces, the narrative of the game doesn't paint him as all that serious.
Pull up! Pull up! You did that on purpose, didn't you?
This game came along before the more dramatic and serious modern warfares of the industry, and in this entry title of the series, Master Chief retains some of that late 90s and early 2000s charisma. He is less of a Captain Price and more closer in spirit to Duke Nukem, Lara Croft, and Doom Guy. This also extends into the rest of the cast. One thing I had completely forgotten about from the original games was the somewhat campy radio banter amongst the surviving Marines. So many throwaway lines and lively character were put into these disembodied voices. All of that, plus the infamous AI companion Cortana, helps make for a fun, cohesive story experience that carries itself through the real-time gameplay and into the grand cinematic cutscenes. Another important piece that has aged incredibly well and is just as identifiable as the game's leading hero is the soundtrack. Martin O'Donnell and Michael Salvatore wrote one of the most epic, memorable, and astonishing video game soundtracks. Halo's opening theme is to video games what the Star Wars opening credits theme is to movies. It grips you in the action, but it also guides you through the mystery and wonder of the Halo Ring world. All that combined made for an experience that completely set the bar for what a first-person shooter campaign could be. Halo is expansive and yet can make you feel claustrophobic. It can be quiet and beautiful and then loud and grisly. It has truly shocking moments with the Flood that border into the horror genre, but it also has the quip and lighthearted jokes. Sprinkle on top of that some of the most rich gaming lore you will ever find. While most of that is only later expanded in the game's tie-in novels, there are plenty of mentions and moments of intrigue that gesture to a mysterious universe beyond our knowledge. For me, Halo represents the beginning of a renaissance era for the video game industry. They were becoming bigger, more advanced, and more people were playing them. For some, it may have been their first venture into gaming, for others, a brand new take on the FPS genre. So many memories were made with Halo. Nothing compares to the first time that you go on that nail-biting Warthog run with your friends on a late Saturday night. And as I completed that run one more time, and think of all the different late nights spent playing it with friends, I can't help but think there truly is no better game to serve as a starting point for this channel's retrospective series. In conclusion, I had a blast playing this game, and I can't wait to sink my teeth into the next one. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and join the discussion below in the comments. Until next time, friends, now go relax and replay one of your favorite Retro Relyks.
Halo. It's finished.
No, I think we're just getting started.